Hello, it's John here. It's Thursday. It's the 2nd of April. I'm up in the trees. I'm trying to stay away from the wind. I've had a few goes at doing this and it keeps blowing over. So, well, if I disappear, you'll know what's happened. We're really missing everyone. We're missing Jill's dad. He's still in hospital. He's been transferred to another hospital, and we know that his pain is being looked after and he's comfortable, but other than that we don't really know anything. We're missing our children and our grandchildren, and we're missing you. It'll be great when we get back to normal and the rectory garden here can have our grandchildren running around in it. I love watching their games, especially when they don't know that they're being watched. The other day, well, before we were in lockdown, I was watching Sid and Lola, and they were playing with the dressing up box, and Lola said to Sid, "Well, you need to be the king," and he said, "I won't be the king, I want to be the princess." And so he put the tiara on his head and the high heel shoes and the princess dress, like dressing up just like his granddad, and he said, "I won't be the king." And anyway, so the game went on, and the power play for who is in charge and who's going to tell who what to do is fascinating. I love watching. There's a little bit of power play going on in the reading that's set for tonight for evening prayer. It's Matthew's Gospel, chapter 20, from verse 17 to the end. And in this reading, Jesus has asked two favours. He's asked first of all by a woman. She says, "Jesus, can one sit at your right and one at your left when you come into your kingdom?" And Jesus said, "Well, you don't understand what you're asking, because I have not come to be served. I have come to serve." He hadn't come to lord it over people. And where she was looking for the places of authority, Jesus was sort of saying quite gently that she had it wrong. She didn't understand what it was she was asking. And then later on in the same reading, there are two men sitting by the roadside, and they're blind, and they say to Jesus, "Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me." And Jesus went, he said, what do you want? What do you want me to do for you? And they said, "We want to see." And Jesus had compassion on them, and he touched them, and they had their sight restored. There's two incidences of people coming to Jesus with their requests. One not quite sure what they were asking for, and the other knew absolutely what they wanted. And at this time in which we find ourselves, well, lots of people are praying. It's not just people in the church who pray. We're all in some way praying and reflecting on what's going on. And it doesn't really matter whether we have a clear understanding of what it is we're asking for. It doesn't matter if, we know that if someone's ill, well, we pray, we want them to get better, and that's a good prayer to pray. And we want to pray the right thing for the right decisions to be made to bring this situation to an end. And we don't know what that is, and we don't understand it. But the key thing is that we go on bringing our thoughts and our petitions to God, keeping that communication open, not trying to lord it over one another, but by saying that we are in this together, and we need to be honest with ourselves and honest with God. God knows, even before we say or think it, God knows exactly what we need, and he knows exactly what our prayers are going to be. The important thing is to keep going and to keep trusting. We will get through this, and we'll get through it together. But for now, let's just have that resolve to keep going, to persist, and not to be put off. Bye for now.